Well, hello. I'm Pam Starkey, and I work down at Capital City Rescue Mission. And I chose this book, Last Stop on Market Street, for a couple of reasons. One, you can see these medals on the cover of the book, and I want to let you know that when you go to Red Bookshelf or you go to the library, you want to look for books that have these medals. This is the Newbery Award and the Caldecott Award. The Caldecott Award is given to wonderful book artists, so you know you're going to like the pictures. And the Newbery Award is given to the writers. Now, I'm reading for Red Bookshelf, and I'm encouraging you to read 15 minutes a day. You can see why I picked this book. It looks an awful lot like where I work. If you went down this street, you'd probably look like you're down in the South End, down on South Pearl Street. And the buildings are an awful lot like it. Here's a little church nestled right in between the buildings. And this street goes up the hill, kind of like the streets that come up from the South End up to Delaware and up to the Capitol. So it just looks an awful lot like Albany to me. And I love Albany. I hope you do too, because there's a lot of beauty in Albany. And I hope this book points out a little bit of that to you. So CJ, he pushed through those church doors and he skipped down the steps. Couldn't wait to get out. Oh, the outside air, it smelled like freedom, but it also smelled like rain. And the rain freckled CJ's shirt and it dripped down his nose. He ducked under his Nana's umbrella and he's saying, "How come we gotta wait for the bus in all this wet?" "Trees get thirsty too," his Nana told him. "Don't you see that big one over there drinking through a straw?" Well, CJ looked for a long time, but he never saw a straw. From the bus stop, he watched water pool on flower petals. He watched rain patter against the windshield of a nearby car. His friend Colby climbed in, and he gave CJ a wave, and he drove off with his dad. "Nana, how come we don't got a car?" "Boy, what do we need a car for? We got a bus that breathes fire, and old Mr. Dennis, who always has a trick for you." The bus creaked to a stop in front of them, and it sighed, and sagged, and the doors swung open. "What's that I see?" Mr. Dennis asked, and he pulled a coin from behind CJ's ear, and he placed it in his palm. Nana laughed her deep laugh, and she pushed CJ along. They sat right up front. The man across the way was tuning a guitar. An old woman with curlers had butterflies in a jar. Nana gave everyone a great big smile and a good afternoon. She made sure CJ did the same. The bus lurched forward and stopped, lurched forward and stopped, and Nana hummed as she knit. "How come we always got to go here after church?" CJ said. "Miguel and Colby never have to go nowhere." "Oh, I feel sorry for those boys," she told him. "They'll never get a chance to meet Bobo or the Sunglass Man. And I hear Trixie got herself a brand new hat." CJ stared out the window, feeling sorry for himself. He watched cars zip by on either side. He watched a group of boys hop curbs on their bikes. A man climbed aboard with a spotted dog, and CJ gave up his seat. "How come that man can't see?" "Boy, what do you know about seeing?" Nana told him. "Some people watch the world with their ears." "That's a fact. Their noses too," said the man, sniffing at the air. "That's a mighty fine perfume you're wearing today, ma'am." Nana squeezed the man's hand and she laughed her deep laugh. Two older boys got on next, and CJ watched as they moved on by and stood in the back. "Sure wish I had one of those," he said. Nana set down her knitting. "What for? You got the real live thing sitting across from you. Why don't you ask the man if he'll play us a song?" Well, CJ didn't have to. The guitar player was already plucking strings, and he began to sing. "To feel the magic of music," the blind man whispered, "I like to close my eyes." Nana closed hers too. So did CJ, and so did the spotted dog. And in the darkness, the rhythm lifted CJ out of the bus, out of the busy city. He saw sunset colors swirling over crashing waves. He saw a family of hawks slicing through the sky. He saw the old woman's butterflies dancing free in the light of the moon. CJ's chest grew full, and he was lost in the sound, and the sound gave him the feeling of magic. The song ended, and CJ opened his eyes. Everyone on the bus clapped, even the boys in back. Nana glanced at the coin in CJ's palm, so CJ dropped it in the man's hat. "Last stop on Market Street," Mr. Dennis, the bus driver, called. CJ looked around as he stepped off the bus. Crumbling sidewalks and broken down doors, graffiti-tagged windows and boarded-up stores. He reached for his Nana's hand. "How come it's always so dirty over here?" She smiled, and she pointed to the sky. "Sometimes when you're surrounded by dirt, CJ, you're a better witness for what's beautiful." CJ saw the perfect rainbow arcing over the soup kitchen. He wondered how his Nana always found beautiful where he never even thought to look. He looked all around them again, at the bus rounding the corner out of sight, at the broken street lamps still lit up bright, and the stray cat shadows dancing across the wall. When he spotted their familiar faces in the window, he said, "I'm glad we came." He thought his Nana might laugh, her deep laugh, but she didn't. She patted him on the head and told him, "Me too, CJ, now come on." And there they are back at the bus stop at the end of the story. We have a lot of nice places like this in Albany, and I hope that you get a chance to visit them and maybe when you're older volunteer at them. And I hope you always read 15 minutes a day, because I'll tell you, it's a good way to learn how to see beautiful where other people just see dirt.